beauty, and health. Okay, so my name is Santhy Shetty. I'm the founder of Narié Holistic, which I have a clinic that I run in Broyley Hill, which is very close to Birmingham area. It's a unique clinic, which means that I tailor-make accordingly. I'm also a pharmacist, which makes it more interesting. Why I would like to go a bit more on a holistic side, because we as a being, we want to see it as a whole person. Some of you might know what usually pharmacists do anyway in terms of allopathic medicine, but I want to go and explore more about holistic health, because that is something that we as a professional can bring in more to the society for today's need. Especially you might be aware that mental health and well-being, it's going to be very crucial as our being, as we are. And as you can also understand, some of you might already come across certain treatment that will help the wellness about us in general, such as crystal healing, energy healings, Reiki, meditations, also certain concept of holistic lifestyle itself. And this is what I would like to promote, because sometimes as a being, you are challenged in different area of your life. That means we want to explore everything we can in more natural way to subside certain condition that we develop, for example, in terms of anxiety, mental health in general. Patient or client always seeking for help. So there isn't just a medication or allopathic that they can use, but they can also use holistic medicine as a treatment option, where it will not give them any side effect. In fact, it will promote natural healing. And I'm a strong believer in energy. This is when I actually went into Reiki. I practiced it on myself. I started practicing on my client who asked for it. And I developed more and more keen interest in holistic medicine since then. And then I went on further and with my research on medical acupuncture, and also certain other conditions that can be treated without any medication, but in fact in a very contemporary way of holistic medicine, along with natural supplements which can help client in terms of their skincare, general health and beauty, as well as their well-being as well. So certain supplements will aid in your diet program. So having that medical background in terms of pharmaceutical background and being a pharmacist as well, I've been working as a pharmacist now over 8 years. I do work for Lloyd's Pharmacy, and I'm still a really pharmacy manager as well. And I've run my clinic on the side, where I realized that some of the medical condition can be treated holistically as well. So what actually I do a few things. For example, medical acupuncture for pain management, crystal healing, Hopi Ear Candling, Dr. Bach Flower Remedies, which is a homeopathic preparation for anxiety, depression, etc. And also, I also run IPHM, basically Narié Holistic also runs all the holistic medicine courses as well, which is accredited by IPHM, which means it's worldwide recognized. So it also helped them to set up, for example, their own clinic. My setup is a little bit more unique because I'm trying to bridge the gap between the allopathic medicine and the holistic medicine together, which means that a client or patient get the best of both worlds, at the same time reducing the side effect as well when they're having the treatment. So it is very effective. Recently, I've also been awarded um, for the best medical acupuncture in the central England, which was a great surprise, and also I was tremendously very pleased with it as well, with the review, etc. But also I would like this to expand, because we as a holistic therapist, we can give something to the society. It is not just a practice that we carry out, but at the same time, we want the people to understand our lifestyle can be incorporated in a holistic manner, as you might be aware already with this COVID at the moment, and also life in general. We always have a lot of stress built in our system because of how things are in a financial institution, or even in terms of family institution. So everything has its impact, which means we do suffer from daily stress, etc., where it can be used, for example, using holistic medicine to be used as a daily practice, for example, meditation, which I have learned quite a number of meditation, and I do teach one-to-one meditation, which is just to calming effect also your mind. As you know, being holistic approach, it's also a combine of mind, body, and soul to be one with yourself and to the rest. So when you have that balance within you, and you will be able to perform better, you are more productive, your health improves. It also promotes the positive energy within you, where you would be able to, like, we just had someone just mentioned about the vibration, etc., which again, it going back to the energy level of us in general. So that lifts us as a person, it lifts us, our energy constitution, and at the same time in a general well-being. And this is how this is enforced. And you might be come across chakras, and how we can heal the chakras with crystals and things, because we want the positive vibration within us. There are certain times in our life where we will go through an episode of phases of stress and anxiety, and everyone, I would say, they have some sort of anxiety and stress involved in their life. But it's just a matter of spectrum. Some spectrums are much smaller than others, and they know how to manage it, and some people don't. And this is when they can be educated that there is an approach in life where they can use as a holistic medicine approach, which anyone can use it, and it can be incorporated in our modern life. And I think it is very crucial nowadays that holistic medicine should be made more aware, because there are vast majority of people are interested in natural healing, but there's not much information for them to get, in a sense, professionally, where they can actually find out more information with more concrete confidence information, that they know that, okay, they want to try this. And it's all about promoting this lifestyle as well as a whole, because if you can understand, a lot of illnesses are manifested from the emotional imbalance of a being, for example, anger, anxiety, depression, also lifestyle in general, like not taking care of, no self-care about themselves. All this then eventually will have an impact on your mental health. When your mental health is effective, then you're not going to look after yourself, you're not going to look after your family, you're not going to look after people all around you. That reflects the society and the community. So we have a task or responsibility here to kind of promote this holistic medicine. And I'm saying this as a pharmacist who's still practicing as a pharmacist. I see a number of medication people on, and I ask myself a question: what gives them this sort of pain in themselves? Of course, there is something called physiology of side of things that we want to understand about their mechanism of physiology. But at the same time, what are the causes of the mental health that causing this? Because we believe in an energy structure, especially in the energy field. When your mind is in chaos, your body also speaks to your mind, and they're all interconnected. Therefore, your internal systems get into a chaotic mode, and this is when our homeostasis get into a bit of trouble. This manifestation then promotes it to headaches, insomnia, stress in general, problem concentrating, or even coping with life in general. And this is one of the reasons why people go into the doctors and ask for more medication. So, what can we do to prevent this, and what sort of lifestyle advice we can give? So, this is my own, the main objective why I came up with holistic medicine, being being a pharmacist, because I want to put both this together to give the best outcome for the client or the patient that I'm treating. Because I've come across client or patient group that I treat even in my holistic clinic, for example, and I want to understand where they are getting this pain. And for example, they might have lost someone they loved, or they might have lost or going through a very difficult separation, and all this pain that manifested, and then obviously that will induce to other health conditions such as migraines, or sometimes even pain within the body structure, for example, more and more back pain because of stress, and the shoulder pain where they have this sort of condition that they build all the load they keep in, and there must be a way to release that energy. And this is when holistic medicine can go hand in hand to help them to get the best for the both way, to make them better as a person. So what I mean by that, I just want to mention to you about meditation. Meditation is a great way of releasing the mental tension and being one with yourself, understanding your own inner voice, and at the same time having that focus and concentration and insight to yourself. We all have our strengths and weaknesses, and we all are unique. And this is when you need to understand, and comparing everyone in the same level might not be the right thing to do. We all are different in the sense we all have a personal experiences, personal being, and this is when holistic medicine can be tailor-made for each individual needs. So this is why we need to understand their history, what sort of things are actually causing them and pain, and kind of dig into a bit more of their lifestyle. And this is where it gets really interesting, and you will realize a lot of illnesses are actually from how is their lifestyle is being manifested. And I'm a strong believer, since I've done my own research on this for a few years. I've always had inclination towards holistic health myself. So it's been a fantastic journey for myself, and I'm sure a lot of you will agree on what I'm saying in terms of why lifestyle is such a big thing in holistic medicine. Recently, I've also published a couple of books, actually 3 books. One is in the Kindle version, and the other 2 is a paper copy, which I love to share with you, because why I think that is something that we need to look into it as a holistic approach. The idea came obviously, being a pharmacist, I'm checking nearly 10,000 items of medication a month. That's just in one aspect, and also going through other medication for patients and things like this. But most of them consist of large portion of these medications are mainly revolved around mental health, blood pressure, diabetes. And again, these things are affected due to lifestyle sequences that people on this medication. Because, for example, if you are having blood pressure, that's because of your diet wasn't controlled. You're probably smoking too much. You're having more alcohol consumption, etc. And everything in the balance is being shaken. And this is when someone is more addicted to something else more than the others. And this is where understanding your own need about holistic medicine, it gets to, there are people out there, they really want to understand about holistic medicine. And when a lot of us, for example, in your own practice, you might have come across when people ask you about what actually crystal healing does to you and how would you prove that's actually helping you. Now, some people might even say this might be placebo, but eventually anything that you take, if that makes you feel better as a whole, that's going to promote healing in itself. And this is my belief, because that's when positive thinking, positive attitude, it's so important in our healing process. And also there are conditions, there's no medication for it. For example, certain cancers or certain health conditions, that chronic illnesses, for example, you have to deal with the anxiety in a daily basis. And the management of it can be quite difficult because you have to handle this. But having that concept of accepting this is your being, and you've been challenged by nature, that your being is being challenged because you've done everything right, but yet you've got a cancer now and you have to deal with it, and that is quite a big chunk of your life taken away. In some cases we recover, in some cases we have to accept that this is what it's going to be our life. Now, a lot of the time there is an element of stress being incorporated in our life in general. We might not acknowledge it, but it exists. The first book that I was going to say about art, abstract art, I know it says abstract art in that way, but it is just a method of us reducing our anxiety, where we involve ourselves in art therapy or any other art form, which will also reduce your anxiety, etc., in a natural way. Some people are just born artists, some people aren't, but it doesn't mean that you can't practice it. So it's any form of art, for example, even doodling or writing, or even abstract art is the best option and simplest form, which I believe, and being an abstract artist myself, you can throw any paint in your canvas, anything that makes colors and things like that, and it's always going to help you in a more holistic way of approaching as well. And the other thing that also you need to understand about holistic medicine is our gut health and what we eat, for example. It's such a crucial thing. And some of you might already practicing meditation, and the best part about meditation, it's not just a cleansing process of your mind, but it also promotes the cleansing process as a being. So just now we had someone mentioned about the karma and how you kind of increase your vibrations and things. So it goes into that path, and we are going into the right sort of same path basically, but we are going into a path of our interest, but flowing to the same destination, I would say, because We all want to practice the holistic medicine. And whichever that promotes our vibration in a higher level, which means that we are having less load and shredding that load as we go along in this journey. And anything that's going to impact us to bring us down in terms of our vibration, we will be suffering silently. It could be anybody who with illnesses or just general phase in their life that they're going through. And these phases, what it does, it does then manifest it to diseases. Okay, so then you develop back pain, you develop pain, migraines, sleeping problems, but because you sometimes these days we involve a lot of IT equipment, you are concentrating longer, and some jobs involves a lot of standing. So it is something that you have to understand that our lifestyle have changed so much. Nevertheless, we do not promote enough holistic health. And this is when holistic health should be more promoted, because we want everyone to understand as a being, it is not just this compartment, it's the whole compartment that involved in this journey as us being on this planet. So we all have this unique talent or ideas as well as knowledge to pass on and give in to this, back to this world. At the same time, we want people to appreciate that holistic medicine can make a huge impact in people's life, in terms of a preventative measure. Okay, so the next book that I was going to say was about the diet, which I clearly mentioned why the gut health is so important in holistic medicine. For example, the anti-inflammatory diet to aid inflammation battle. This is the second book that I've done. Um, the reason why I say this, when we talk about pain in our system, in our body, there is a lot of inflammation going on in our body. And a lot of the time, if we don't treat this inflammation, and then that inflammation then manifests to more, instead of acute condition, it become more chronic, and then that leads to other medical condition, etc. So the diet, and some of you will totally agree with me, the gut health has a massive influence in our mental health as well, because we communicate with each other. So having a healthy diet, which means more fruit and veg, less red meat, and having that top up of a good supplements to nourish our body, and in a holistic manner, things like a good rest, good sleeping pattern, and also the other thing we can do is the concept, embedding the meditation concept, eating healthily, also surround ourselves with more positive energy. And how would we acquire that? By just doing a lifestyle changes. And this is when medicine, holistic medicine, it has its purpose, I would say. And I think once you start incorporating this as a daily basis, you can see a massive change within yourself. When you start seeing changes within yourself, you're going to impact the others without you knowingly, because that's going to transfer. You're going to channel better energy process, you're going to channel better energy concept, you're going to have better vibration, you're going to be more positive about life, and that's going to influence others. And indirectly, people also want what they can do to change their life for better. Firstly, the health, mental health, and incorporating, and they want to progress to a higher chakra or higher level to achieve that. And this can be done with them learning more about holistic medicine, for example, and we as a holistic therapist or part of IPHM, we have the platform that we can channel this to the society more easily, and we're on board with professional therapists like all of you today. And I think this most certainly the change should come, and people should be more people also the community, for example, should be made more aware the fundamental responsibility, as well as the what exactly the holistic medicine is about. And I think IPHM is doing a great job on this by giving more information, etc. And anyone can find out more information exactly what we do in these things. And as I said, like today, though I'm the last person to present this, and all of you already done this from the beginning of the day, so you can easily say it's a collaboration of different different knowledge put together, and as well as the fundamental holistic side of approaching this together and make this holistic medicine as a whole unit. And that's the fantastic part to it, because it's not just the one element we're talking about. We're talking about other things that people have mentioned, and about the wellness as a whole, as a person, not just the the health side. Is also the well-being, the beauty side of things, and everything as a person needs, as a what I would say. So it is a fantastic thing, and generally saying, I was also like to learn more as time progresses, and what other things that I can use for my own self and for my client, and I think in the future to come, holistic medicine can definitely be more popular, and I'm sure people will be looking forward to more about holistic medicine, especially a lot of people out there always asking about natural health. So yeah, that's definitely fantastic things to do, I would suppose, to say that. And also I would like to share with you a few other things that I actually do. You can obviously go onto my website. It's www.nariholistic.co.uk, and I also give advice on the supplements, about natural supplements that can synergize our well-being. You might have already come across ashwagandha and things like this, and also healthy gut spectrum. And so that's, and also the hair, skin and nail, and I think that's a big part of ourselves for wellness as well. And also some skincare range, which is mainly natural products as well. So so yeah, that's been I just want to see if any of you have any questions. That would be that would be something that I would look forward to hear. So if any of you have any question, you can always ask me about any questions if you have, and that would be I would be able to help you in anything. And if you do have any medical condition or anything that you want to ask, I'm happy to answer you if you want to message me on my website. But yes, it's always interesting to find out what's people's opinion about holistic medicine as well for myself as a learning curve. But I'm learning every day, and you might be agree that all of us are learning every day in this holistic medicine, and some of you might even agree that energy changes every day. So our energy is not always the same, but we are trying to manifest more positive energy within us so that we can radiate that to others as well. So the positive energy is something that you accumulate within you by shredding all the negativity out. And certain life events might accumulate some negative energy within you. Again, that is how you shred all your negative energy away by accumulating positive side of life and accepting certain conditions, certain scenarios that happen to us, and giving that as a learning tool, because some events happen in our life because we also get awakened by the episode of events by knowing what life has taught us as well. So we manifest this negative energy to the positive. So when we look back and we have insight about certain things, this is when the energy accomplishment, which means that we increase our compassion, our heart chakra, and we invite better energy structure within ourselves. And you can actually see this yourself. The moment you start thinking positively, things do happen in a better way for you. But if you start channeling negativity in your own mind, your thought, and you can also feel that you're attracting more negativity. And you can try this for yourself. And this is when you realize the power of thought, having that positive energy and positive thought, it will influence your life greatly. And I'm saying this because this is when the meditation actually cleanses you. And a lot of the time you think that, okay, you're just sitting there doing meditation, but actually it's going deeper and shred away some of the negative energy that you accumulate as a thought process, and is actually getting rid of it at the same time. And you might not realize it, but you do. It does make a difference. You feel so much lighter, and this is when the energy flow happens. And then you will have that energy of positive side of things. And you see things in a better insight, and you get better insight, better perspective in a calm manner, and you accept things that you can't change. So this is when you realize the power of meditation. And I will definitely suggest that, or even would like this to be incorporated in people's lifestyle. And this is why I was saying to you right in the beginning, the lifestyle has a huge impact on how we are as a being. So incorporating meditation, having a healthy diet, and understanding our situation, etc., will help us to promote the positive side of things. And this is when holistic medicine should come hand in hand to help community and people to reflect what they can do differently to increase their vibration, to increase their well-being as a person. Because when you are well in yourself, then you can then spread that wellness around you. If you as a person can think positively, you can rub that positivity around you. And this is when a channel of energy is transmitted, because energy, the concept of energy is transmissible, and the positive energy is transmissible. And a livelihood of person changes things, and this is when the change happens, and we have more positive outcome. And this is where I'm trying to enforce that having the holistic side of lifestyle, holistic medicine in itself is a preventative measure of our better health, basically. Yeah. And Lastly, I just would like to say that I would like to thank you for joining us today. This talk is part of IPHM Festival, and if you are interested in holistic wellness and beauty, then do sign up to their newsletters at iphm.co.uk. And if you do want to know more about what is actually what other treatment you can get from Nari Holistic, by all means, you can go onto my website on www.co.uk. And if you have any question, I'm happy to answer you, and you can message me, and that would be a great pleasure to help you. Okay, thank you.